Hi, today we're gonna build LED light lamp for modelers. It can also be used as a cosmetic lamp or a typical workshop lamp. Let me show you my shopping list. LED aluminium profile, 50 cm long, LED tape type 5050, double-sided tape to stick the LED tape, 2 copper wires, one 5 cores and the second one 2 cores. Ball head with 1/4 inch thread, microphone scissor arm stand, screw reduction kit, DC socket, LED dimmer and 24 watts power supply. I bought them online, total cost about $30 US, and this cost is without delivery costs. For the construction we need LED aluminium profile with 50 cm long. It came with plugs and lampshade. Of course we need LED tape. When it comes to types of LED tapes, this is really a broad topic. I have SMD 5050 LED type with a cold light color of about 6000 kelvins, IP20 protection. The width of this tape is 10 mm. You can cut the LED tape using scissors or a soldering iron. However, you should remember that the cutting should be carried out only in the designated places. They are well marked on the tape, in my case every 3 diodes. In case of one color tape there are only 2 contacts that should be cut. Although my tape was self-adhesive, I bought additional double-sided tape. Then, using a nail polish remover, I thoroughly cleaned the inside of the aluminium profile. I stick the double-sided tape inside. This aluminium profile has an advantage because the LED stripes generates a lot of heat, so aluminium is a very good material for this kind of light. The specification of this LED type: operating voltage 20 volts, maximum power about 14.4 watts per 1 meter. Remember this parameter because it's important in terms of choosing the power supply. Next step was to stick my LED stripes to the profile using double-sided tape. Another element was the ball head. It's a typical ball head for tripods or cameras. One element was too wide, so I had to sew it on both sides. Then I took care of the wires. To connect the LED stripe I used small wires, 0.2 square millimeters. I cut appropriate pieces and removed the insulation. I did the same with a 2-core cable that will connect the whole lamp with the power supply. After removing the insulation and preparing the cables, I started soldering. Last time I soldered anything was at least when I was 12 years old, so it was a long time ago. I used solder tin and rosin, which is very helpful. I also made an old sponge cleaner that helps to clean a soldering tip. When it comes to LED stripe, there are RBG tapes and one color tapes. This is a one color white tape 300. The LED tapes are usually sold in 5-meter rolls. In this case, on such a roll we have 300 diodes, which means on average 60 diodes every 1 meter. On the market there are also tapes that have 30 diodes and 120 diodes per meter. I have decided on the middle range and I think that it's quite sufficient. It is 5050 LED type. On the market there are 3528 LED type diodes. It uses about 0.06 watts and generates about 7.5 lumens. The second most popular is 5050 LED type. The dimensions are a bit larger, so the surface generating the luminous flux is also slightly larger. This one uses 0.2 watts and generates about 23 lumens. There are also new generation of diodes that has great parameters, for example SMD 2853 or 5730. I need to wipe the hole in the plug and place the 2 copper wire. As you can see, I connected stripes in this way that the cables from the power supply will go directly to the middle LED stripe and then go to one external stripe which is connected to the third, that is also an external one. I chose this order because it was important to me that the central stripe was powered first, but in fact with this tape length we would not notice any voltage drops. After soldering the cable, I glued it to the profile with hot glue. Another element that I bought was a microphone scissor arm stand, one of the cheapest actually, but I think it would work perfectly. I also bought a screw reduction kit, 1/4 inch to 3/8 inch. I use it to connect the scissor arm with the ball head. This scissor arm is empty inside, so you can easily pass the cable through. It was important to me because it looks more aesthetic. Then I mounted the ball head to the profile. The next element was to connect the dimmer. It has a DC contact, so I had to finish my cable with the DC socket. I cut the cable and removed the insulation. In the meantime, I also mounted a lampshade. I put on a heat shrink tubing and soldered the wire to the DC socket. Then I put the heat shrink, hit it with the lighter and finished the cable. The dimmer is finished with a DC socket on the other side, so it can be easily connected to the power supply. When choosing the power supply, remember about the parameters of the LED tape. As I mentioned earlier, the tape power consumption is 14.4 watts per meter. I used 3 pieces of 50 centimeters tape, so 1.5 meters of tape. In my case it will use approximately 21 watts, so I choose a 24 watts power supply, remembering to have a certain power reserve. The operating voltage, 12 volt, is also important. This is how the lamp looks like. This is the average budget version. The scissor arm, as you can see, gives the possibilities of setting the lamp in many positions. The ball head also gives the ability to set our LED profile lamp very easy. I highly recommend this construction. I don't have dedicated workshop where I can work with scale models, so I work in my living room. That's why I like that it looks quite nice and aesthetic. However, if someone doesn't care so much about the look, then the cost of making such a lamp can be reduced. I think that's at least half. This is my version, of which I'm very happy. It gives very good light that has the possibility of dimming. It looks pretty nice also. I hope that this is an interesting alternative to professional lamps that you can buy on the market. Maybe in the future there will be a few more videos of this type. I hope you liked it and it will be helpful. If you have any questions about the whole set and the elements I used, just ask. I will try to help, of course. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Let me know if you like the movie and see you soon.